Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Trisha, and this is the Healthy Happy Hippie, where we talk about all things mind, body, and consciousness. So if you're interested in that, please don't forget to subscribe. But first, let's talk about the topic of today's video. I've actually, funny enough, filmed this once before, like a year ago, and never did anything with it. So the topic is meditation. Specifically with meditation, I want to just talk about some easy ways to get started, because if you're like me, when I first learned about meditation, I thought it was really intimidating. It seemed hard. It seemed like you really had to be a master to be able to do it. Like, I just didn't get sitting there and not thinking, right? That's like what I thought it was initially, was you just sit and you don't think. I'm like, that's impossible. Okay, listen. But that's not it at all. Well, it is and it isn't, and it helps you. So let's rewind, slow down, and begin. So meditation is basically a way to get to know yourself better. We have some 60,000 thoughts a day just going off randomly. Some we hear, some we don't hear, because they're subconscious thoughts. And that can be really overwhelming. You know, 90% of our thoughts are about worrying, and none of it's really gonna come true, too. We just think about things that happened in the past, worrying about the future. Where's your next meal gonna come from? Oh, you need to pay a bill. All those alarms that go off all day that causes so much anxiety, they can really start to just become a blur in the background. We don't actually hear them, so we don't really realize that they are the source of our anxiety. So meditation is a way to literally just sit and listen to those thoughts. Listen to what your brain is so anxious about, and don't judge them. Don't be harsh on thoughts. We want to be gentle with ourselves. And when we hear a thought that maybe we don't like, or that we can analyze and know that it's not serving us, we want to thank it for what it's done for us and let it go. And we can do that through meditation. So if you haven't already read this book or heard of Joe Dispenza, once you're done watching this video, go type into the Google search engine Joe Dispenza and literally just click on the first video that pops up and watch it. You will not be disappointed. But how I learned how to meditate was actually from this book. It is amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself: How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One. And that's not an understatement. That is so true. So to begin meditating, sit in a seated position, legs crossed or on the floor. If you're in a chair, that's fine. Spine erect and comfortable. We want to be comfortable. And don't worry, anything with your hands, you can lay them face down, face up in some way that's comfortable to you. And just close your eyes. And then once you're in that position and you feel comfortable, all you're going to do is breathe to begin. Now, when we breathe, we want to breathe into our belly and not to our chest. And if you've never done belly breathing, it's going to feel really weird. It did for me until you really get used to it. So you want to like put your hand on your belly, and your belly, you want it to go up, and then when you breathe out, it's going to go down. And in your mind, to keep you on track, you're literally just going to say to yourself, rising as you inhale, falling as you exhale. And just say that over and over and over in your head. Or you could say, breathe in, breathe out, whatever feels natural to you. I just like rising and falling because it helps me to remember to focus on belly breaths and not chest breaths. And then from there, as you're breathing, you will lose your concentration. And this is kind of the whole point. So you're really going to be training your brain to pay attention and focus. This is so good for concentration. So good for kids too. So as you're breathing, a thought might come up. Just recognize that thought. Don't judge it, and don't try to immediately push it away like, oh, stop, because anything that we resist persists. So you always want to stay calm and never judge yourself for whatever. I mean, I've had days where I try to meditate and all I can think about is coffee and breakfast. And if I drink coffee and then meditate, I can't because I'm too jittery. So on days like those, I just give myself grace. I say, I know, I hear you. You are hungry and you will get the food. Once we're done doing this 5-10 minute meditation, then you will get your reward of food. Like, I'm saying that to myself in my head. And that just helps to put that at ease and then begin to breathe. And then as you do that too, you can feel certain feelings, like if a reoccurring thought keeps coming up and you tell it to go away and it just doesn't and it keeps persisting, start asking it questions. Why am I thinking like this? And you will have your answer. Like, if you just ask why enough times, your subconscious knows. It sees everything, and there is a higher being above that as well that knows. And you will find your answer. You really will. And that's just a great way to learn about yourself. You know, I learned that I was a really judgmental person, and once I picked that apart in a kind way and I recognized it for what it was, I was able to go about my day-to-day life after meditation. Recognize it in the moment when you say, you know, you're judging someone for their hair color or their makeup that you see in the grocery store. You can catch that and be like, no, it doesn't matter. That person can do whatever they want. Their actions have nothing to do with me. And you literally are erasing limiting beliefs. So that's all I wanted to say. I really could talk about meditation a lot. I really love this topic. You just learn about yourself and you come out the other side awakened. And it's a nice feeling to be a growing human being and changing and evolving with the world around us. If you have any questions about meditation, please do not hesitate to ask me down below in the comments. I will respond. And if you have any ideas for future videos, also leave that down in the comments. And if you're not already subscribed, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging around the Healthy Happy Hippie Committee. All those alarms that go off all day, I think there's a hair on my lip. Yep. Is because that when you're conscious and when you're, wait, let me start over. I think I need to read this book again. So anyway, is there anything else I wanted to say? And begin slowly. I think I got a little off track here. I think I'm gonna rewind a bit. Yeah, I think that's it.